Hello dear viewers, and welcome to today's episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Our first stop today takes us to Rundu, where Kenya Kambowe caught up with Ladislaus Shikerete. Truly inspiring, Ladislaus turns plastic into pavers. Check this out.
Okay.
My name is Shikerete Ladislaus. I'm 31 years old. I stay in the Rundu town, specifically to Ingireni area. And what I'm holding in my hand is a brick made from plastics, the recycling material that you are seeing behind me. So this program started, let me say, 3 years ago, where I was exposed to solid waste. And then by the time I've seen how our town is very dirty. So now, I was now trying to come up with ideas and look for solutions on how we can able to at least turn this plastic waste which are all over the town, how we can able to turn them into something useful. So I started to do some small research whereby I collect plastics, and then I asked my son one day. We put it in a small pot, we bent, and then we added sand a bit, so just to see to it how things are changing. But later on, we saw that plastics and sand can bind properly together. So then that's how I started to do more research, explore more, until such a time that early 2019, we made our first brick that was now at home, whereby we're now trying to, because the plastics are binding, but how can we able to turn them into bricks? So that's not how this business was born. And then later on, we're looking now for funds on how we can now able to get funds to see to it that we're able to get plastics from the dump site or buy plastics from the ladies who work by the dump site. But during that time, even as we speak now, we struggle to put the funds together. But we tried on our own, self-capital, whereby I have to go get the local welders to make for me the mold maker, the one that I now use to make these bricks. They made for me the first mold maker. That one costed me around $3,000. So I have to fork from my own pocket just to see how I can able to fund my small businesses. Until we now say that no, we can now move this area to Ingireni, maybe where we can have enough space. So now we came here. So what we do, we take the plastic bags, we melt them, we put them in a pot, or we have a container that was cut, an oil barrel. After melting them down, they become watery, and then we take sand, we add in it, we cook them just like how we make pap. And then after cooking them until such a time that you keep turning that they are ready, then we take them and then we can now put them on the mold maker. So our interest is to make pavers, actually just for household, to make pavers for household, so that our client mostly are people who are having houses. So we started to do small projects. Yeah, people would come by, they would ask how we are doing until such a time up to today. So you can see what behind me is the plastics that I normally collect. So that's how I've been doing the project.
Okay, can you tell me how is the response be from the public? Do they come and buy the bricks, or are you still in the process of sharpening your bricks?
Yeah, the response from the public is that when they come, they got very interested in this, and the interest is there. They would ask that, how did you come up with the ideas? So far, we did not sell much. We just had a few clients who came by, said that no, they want to go test so that we can put for them at their houses. So we did that. But the response for now, people are coming in just to have the idea to see how we are doing it. So for now, that's all I can say. But now I want to make it on a bigger scale so that we can now able to start hitting the market.
Okay. Tell me, what are your expectations in the next 5 years? So let me say, what are your short-term and long-term goals in terms of this project?
Yeah, basically, our plan is that it's very, very unfortunate that if you see how our northern towns are, municipalities are struggling in terms of recycling. I can say the northern part, mostly we don't know, or we have nothing to do with the plastics that we are collecting. If you go to the dump site are a mess, full of plastic bags. Plastics are just flying all over, and most plastics take 10 to 100 years before the plastics are degradable. So our short-term goal now is to make sure that we are cleaning our town. We want to send the waves in people's mind that you can take plastics and we can able to turn them into something else. But the future is for us to expand. when we are done solving the problem of this town, we need to move to another town to create up recycling hubs, recycling facilities for us to able to make sure that the plastics are turned into bricks. So those are our long term. So that we need to employ more people, specifically the youth, the women. That is the idea.
Talking about doing research earlier, have you tried maybe to engage maybe a local university in terms of how you can collaborate with them and them assist you in how to better this project?
Yeah, actually, University of Namibia, a certain division of research came by. They just sent some students, saw this on my Facebook page. They just came. They did an interview with me as well to see how they can able to help me. But I did not formally approach the university to say to them that maybe how they can able to assist me. But actually, I'm on a move to do research and I'm looking for sponsorship or trying to see how I can get collaboration for them to assist me, for me to take it on a larger scale.
In terms of talking about sourcing sponsorship, have you tried maybe engaging some potential sponsors for them to assist you, and what has been the feedback so far?
Yeah, my first stopover was the constituency councillor's office, the wOmabean, I can say that. And then I wrote in there, this ones, that sponsorship that comes through the urban councillor's office, where you have to write a proposal, fill in a form. I attempted that twice, but I came to an understanding that maybe my project is not easily understood on paper. Maybe it's better if I would, make a one-on-one interview to explain to them, because to me this is an urban issue.
Yes.
So this is one that they would respond to it first, because the town is dirty.
Yes.
Yes. But they did not result in any sponsorship, so I was not selected.
I think I have to ask you this question before. Where in the world are they making bricks from plastic? Where have you seen it, and how is it being done that side?
Yeah, I tried to do a couple of research. I could see that I saw in Kenya, they tried that also. Now they make bricks to build houses, and in China, they are now at a very advanced stage. But mostly, yeah, those are some of the research that I've done, that I've been able to see that it's done elsewhere. They've tried it as well, but here locally, I haven't seen that.
Okay, having done research, just tell me, in terms of economical wise, is this a sustainable business? Like you are saying, okay, what if there's no more plastic to be burned, and how will your business go forward?
Yeah, with me, I believe in solving problems. For now, like I would say, this is the current problems that we have.
Yes.
But if the future looks that in the future there will be maybe less plastics, so we can divert into something else. But as I speak now, plastics are a problem that we are facing.
And what kind of plastic do you use, if I may ask?
Yeah, normally we use plastic bottles, plastic bottles, and then we use plastic carry bags, and then we also use plastics that are from like the ones that for cosmetic plastic bags and other things. But the other plastic, like the one made for car doors and the car body parts, some plastic bags, those ones we don't use them because they emit a very harmful smoke.
Imagine now a school principal or anybody from a school or university is watching this. Are you available to showcase this to anybody who wants to see what you are doing at this site?
Yeah, no, I'm actually 100% available. If the people are willing to come so they can able to see how I do things at my site, I'm welcome. I will welcome them with open arms. They can come, because there's a group that came to visit from the youth center. They also came and showed them how things are done. I'm very welcome.
In terms of competition wise, are you afraid of any competition? If someone comes here and steal your idea and he also starts doing what you do, is yours meant to solve a problem, or is it to make a business profit out of this?
Yeah, actually, number one, what I saw, it was first to solve a problem.
Yes.
But anyway, when you are solving problems, you can also turn it into a profitable making institution. But as we speak now, we want to solve problems. But if competitions come, somebody comes, I don't want to say still the idea, but as I speak, if people maybe want to come also and venture into the same activity, they are more than welcome. The sky is the limit. But I'm ready.
Have you tried making international contact, like to get, apart from sourcing funding for locally, have you tried sourcing partners from abroad to come and maybe boost your project here?
Yeah, no, we did not reach that level yet. But we have seen, as we were advertising on our Facebook page, some people would call. But now due to COVID-19 and other situations situations that are making our situation not to move. Those ones who want to move.
Okay. In conclusion, what is your message to Namibia? What can you tell the Namibian nation in terms of recycling waste, which is a problem to most of the local authorities?
Yeah. All I want to send to the nation is that if you see now, most of the time, people used to collect plastic bags, then they sell them to South Africa. But later on, South Africa is now rejecting most of the recycling waste that we are sending because they have their own problems. Now, as Namibian youth, let's come up with ideas. These are innovations. If we sit and wait and say, no, it's only the government that's supposed to give us things, we need to come up with ideas. And I know how difficult it is to explain to somebody that I can turn plastic bottles into bricks. It's not something that will understand. But all I will say is that let's keep our heads up. One day is one day. One day we'll break through. They're going to help us.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ladislaus, for your time.
Okay, no, thanks.
Okay.
Our second Brave Namibian today is 24-year-old Petrina Ashipala from Windhoek. She shares with Tanja Bause how during the day she's a qualified electrician and at night she creates amazing bean bags.
Petrina Ashipala, a 24-year-old owner of wOmabean bags, a locally based bean bag company. I grew up in Ashikuku, a small town near Oshakati. I attended high school at Kambowe Senior Secondary School. I matriculated 2014 and 2015. I moved back to I moved here to Windhoek to further my education. I'm a qualified electrician and also a part-time bean bags maker.
Did you ever work as an electrician?
Oh, I do work as an electrician. I'm an electrician currently.
Okay, so this beanbag company is basically after hours.
Yeah, it's after hours. We do it either after knocking off or over weekends. Yeah.
Why did you want to become an electrician?
My passion for electricity. How do I explain that? I loved fixing things when I was a kid. Especially electrical stuff. I would fix stoves, kettles and stuff. Then I later wanted to become an engineer, but I couldn't do that since I didn't get a study loan. So I got a bursary from NamPower and I started studying with them at the NamPower Vocational Training Center at Northern Industry. Then I'm an employee of NamPower. When we visited Abu Dhabi, that was the first time I left Namibia, yes. And at first I was scared and terrified because I had to fly alone. I was 19 and live in the country alone because I didn't go with the rest of the team. I've never been to an airport before. Did not know what to do, where to go. The next person the girl that I was gonna meet at OR Tambo. She was coming from Cape Town, so she was gonna meet me there. So we go, and it was my first flight. I threw up. The flight attendants were laughing and were like, "Oh, it's your first one." I'm like, "Yeah, you'll get used to it." It was bad. It was exciting. It was a nice experience. I could see. I'm looking at the ground like from up there. It's like just dots, but it was nice. And when we got to Abu Dhabi, it's a very beautiful city. It's a very beautiful city. Hot, but very beautiful. And the people were kind and accommodating. We learned a lot. Yes, it was a really nice experience. I would want to go back. Then 2019 we visited Russia. Then I was a little bit used to the flying. The Russian experience was a little bit different from the experience in the Middle East because I met a security guard that called me to take a picture with me because he never met a black person. I was like, okay. Then when the friends saw him taking pictures with me, the friends came. Everybody was taking pictures. I was like, okay, am I a celeb or what? I just realized it later that it's a black person. They never met one before. They just saw them on TV or something. Yeah, but it was nice. It was a nice experience. I met good friends. We're still in contact. Yeah, from different countries. We're still in contact. We communicate now and then. We ask each other how the pandemic is, how their countries are affected and stuff. But yeah, it's like good friendships or lifelong friendships that we made. Kind of. It was really nice. 2019, we had a World Skills competition in Russia. So I visited them, and we had sort of an event where we were seated on beanbags, and I was just feeling it, like it felt so comfortable. I was feeling what was inside, and I was like, I'm gonna make these for myself. So I came back that same month. I came back. I moved from Keetmanshoop when I was based, and I moved back to. Then I started the materials that I needed to make my own beanbag. I made my beanbag. A friend of mine was like, okay, I'll actually buy that. Like, see. And I started making them. Like, I didn't even expect for it to go on or for it to be a big business or something. I was just like, okay, maybe I'll be making them for the friends or if somebody asks. But it actually turned out well. Like, yeah, it's been since 2019. Mm-hmm. So roughly 2 years now making beanbags. Yeah.
And you've got how many people in your employ?
It's a family thing. My team is my family. Yeah, my cousins and aunts who just work together. So yeah, they're sort of the employees.
Free labor.
No, it's not free labor, unfortunately. It's not free labor. No, I have to pay them. It's not free labor, but this is my team, family.
And the name, what does the name mean? Where does that come from?
wOmabean. So we had this thing of naming people with according to what they do on Twitter, like with friends on Twitter. And then I was like, okay, since I make beanbags, I would advertise myself as wOmabean, or the lady that does beanbags. That's actually what it meant. So it came from there. Then I just started trademarking with it, and it just went on. I couldn't change the name anymore. I felt like the name was just that one. It suited so well. So what happened was that on Twitter, so I would watch my friends shooting their shots with big companies that they would want to work with, and sometimes it actually just really works out. So I was thinking to myself, like, imagine if I sold my beanbags and bags. Not that it was gonna happen, but just it would be nice. Then one day, I don't remember the day, I just posted and tagged them like, Nick does not see my homemade beanbags. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna respond or anything. I didn't even expect anything rather, but they responded. They were like, send us something. They gave me an email address. So I ran to him. So he compiled the whole email. Sorry. The whole. They responded. Like they're like, yeah, send us your price list and all that, and some pictures. I've sent them. Then it went mute, like for like a month or so. Then I was like, it's okay. It was worth a shot. So I actually forgot about it. Then one day, the CEO contacted the CEO of Nictus.
Okay.
Contacted me himself. I'm like, is this happening? Is it real? Like, I was surprised. I was really surprised. I thought it wasn't real. Like, he invited us to meet, then we'd show him pictures and stuff. We went, then he asked for samples. We took the samples and they were happy. They were happy and they placed the biggest order I've ever received. And that's where the partnership started.
What is next?
That's a very good question. It's so exciting that I don't know what's next. I have no idea, but I'm pretty much sure that in maybe a year or two, we are going to maybe find a bigger space where we can work at and all that. But it's sort of a journey that's exciting, that without knowing what's coming, and then still knowing that you're going to be somewhere, sort of.
Do you have any advice for especially young girls out there?
Your only limit is yourself. Like, whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you put your heart and your mind to it, you can do it. You can do it with the right support, with the right people around you. You can do anything, actually.
Thank you for joining us on today's journey. If you know someone that you feel should be featured on our program, please contact us at brave@nmh.com.na.